Good day, everyone. Welcome to Agility Academy Agile Leadership Learning Series. We talk about various topics every Tuesday at same time. This event is live on YouTube, Facebook, as well as LinkedIn. Feel free to say hi, mention your name and location, and don't shy away from asking any questions related to product ownership, product management. In today's session, we have got Kevin, who is seasoned Scrum Master as well as product owner. He is the one who has wear multiple hats, and he is going to share his story, his experience about what it takes to become a successful product owner, product manager. So when we talk about product owner, product manager role, there is a different interpretation based on organizational maturity and how far leadership knows about what product owner is supposed to do or what value product owner can bring in. Product owner is not a scribe. Product owner is not someone who is just going to write stories or take notes. Product owner is also not a proxy or fake product owner, someone who is just acting on behalf of someone else, or business representative or business sponsor who doesn't have that decision making skills, or probably even if they have got business acumen, they are not available to the team. So when you talk about product owner, product manager, it's a role which is closely related to entrepreneur. Just imagine that you are owning a company or you are sponsoring a team to deliver some outcome. Now, as a product owner or product manager, it's your responsibility to work closely with your team to help them understand what market we are targeting, which customer we want to serve, what kind of solution we want to produce. So it's a full-time role wherein expectation is that you're working hand in hand with the team on the ground, as well as acting as a voice of customer, voice of business to answer all those questions in real time. Kevin, what's your experience while playing this role?
Well, what I enjoyed about this is very often you're focusing on what the actual value is. So sometimes you'll discover something, you'll find out from that learning that the option that you were pursuing is not the best answer, the best option anymore. But because you're focusing on that business value, you can actually help the team decide which option to follow. You're also quite empowered. And of course, communication is a key skill, and not only within the team, but also with your business stakeholders. So confidence and understanding is two key parts of that. But because you're focusing on the business value rather than how the team operates, you're enabling, but you're keeping people focused on what's important.
Yeah, that is a good point. So essentially, it's a servant leadership role wherein you want to rely on collective knowledge, wisdom of a team, and take everyone on the journey to deliver better outcome. Now let's find out who can be a good product owner, or when we talk about Scale Agile Product Owner Program, who can be the right candidate to do this. Irrespective of your title, if you have a drive, if you are motivated, and this is what you think you are going to do in future, and that's a fulfilling thing for you, then definitely yes. However, what we have seen is that there are a lot of professionals who come from different backgrounds, and they have succeeded in playing, say, product owner, product manager as a role. So QA professional, people who have got hands-on experience, good domain expertise, domain knowledge, they can easily transition into product owner role, product manager role through this program. uh, Business analyst, quite often business analysts are the one who has got that knowledge of business domain. They understand both world, how team works, what business expects, what customer expects. So anyone who has got some agile experience but not played product owner role, however they have got business domain knowledge, business analyst experience, they can be a good candidate. Proxy product owner or scrum master. Nowadays, what we are seeing is that in the industry, because of funding constraint, because of whatever limitations, expectation is that sometimes, not ideally, but sometimes, same person to play multiple roles. And in many organizations, when agile transformation starts, at that point in time, expectation is that same person is going to act as agile delivery manager, or title might be something else, and that person can act as a scrum master as well as a product owner. So if you have got Scrum Master experience and you want to create that T-shaped skill and target multiple roles, then that is something which is quite handy. And I reckon Kevin has got some similar experience wherein he has played and he has been playing Scrum Master as well as product owner role throughout his career. Agile team members. So if you have got some agile experience, you have worked in a team, never got opportunity to act as a product owner, This program will help you to understand those core skills, tools, techniques, and then you can shadow your existing product owner and eventually become one. And of course, project managers. Whenever any agile transformation happens, question is raised about role of project manager. So if you look at the Scrum guide, there are only three roles, right? Scrum Master, product owner, and team member. There's no project manager. But reality is that you can't just invent someone as a product owner or Scrum Master. You need to take everyone on board. So project manager who has got really good insights into customer domain, business domain, want to serve customer, want to look at the marketplace, they are a good candidate to become a product owner. Quite often we have seen that project manager can choose whether they want to become a Scrum Master or a product owner.
Yep.
But if they're passionate more about a product, more about passionate about solving business problems, helping customers, then they can transition into this role. So this program is for those who have got passion to solve customers' problems, who have got passion to solve business problems, and then take entire team together in that journey. Now, over a period of time, while we have coached several dozens of Scrum Masters, product owners, there's a common theme which has emerged: why many professionals fail to secure and play product owner role. So, see, there is this catch 2022 situation. You don't get a new role because you don't have experience, and because you don't have that role, you don't get experience, right? Now, if you want to break that vicious circle, there are three easy steps. First one is that you need to pick up the right agile certification, which will give you the context, which will give you credibility. Because in the marketplace, when you start looking for a new role, or even within existing organizations, when you are transitioning into new role, you need to know what is the source of truth. You need to know what good look like. So SAFe Scale Agile Product Owner, Product Manager certification is well reputed. There are more than 70,000 professionals across world. There are several hundreds of big companies who are using Scale Agile as a framework towards business agility. So main struggle which is faced is too much information overload or too many certifications in the marketplace with no clarity. So my recommendation is to do SAFe Product Owner, Product Manager course to tackle this particular struggle. Second one is lack of practical experience. Now, even if you go through theory, you need someone who can share with you the real world experience, how to apply all those agile Scrum techniques or product management techniques in a real workplace situation. So that's the second thing which we typically target in Agility Academy program, where you have got industry expert, someone who is a practitioner who is acting as agile coach, product manager in well-reputed companies. So that person will be sharing that experience. And third one is lack of confidence or no confidence, because you don't have anyone who is ready to shadow you, who is ready to mentor you, support you throughout the journey. And we help you to tackle that by having someone who will be there with you beyond this program to act as a mentor or guide. So Kevin, when you started your journey, have you had some similar experience when you started any new role, product owner or
Yeah,
Scrum
absolutely.
Master?
I think that the main things are be brave enough to actually start it. Don't expect to have everything sorted all at once, and
Yeah,
communicate a lot. See where people are concerned about something, and think, what's the most important thing for me to do next? Who needs the help at the moment? And are we assuming things? Are there things we need to actually investigate rather than just keep doing it the same way? A bit like your talk about servant leadership. It's really, how's the team going forward, and how are you realizing value? But yeah, the first point is having that appetite, and then the confidence comes with it.
yeah,
But always be happy to learn, and find people around you that can help you and guide you. Mentoring really does help.
absolutely. So what we are going to explore further is that in this program, SAFe Product Owner, Product Manager program, we have got three phases or three stages perhaps. So in the first phase, focus is more about understanding what is a product owner role, what are product owners' responsibility towards organization, towards team, towards leadership, towards stakeholders. Then it's all about understanding the entire operating structure. Remember, you as a product owner, you not always work in isolation. Gone are those days when there's one team who is able to produce a product or solution which can be delivered to the customer. If you are working in a big companies like big bank, telco, or any industry in which complex solutions needs to be created, then you'll be working in a team of teams. That is nothing but an agile release train. And here as a product owner, you need to collaborate with your colleagues, other product owners. You need to be in line with your product manager or senior product owner and understand that what is the big problem we are trying to solve, how
Yep.
what your team is going to do will contribute towards that wider goal. And while doing all those things, you need to always embrace growth mindset. Now, growth
Mm.
mindset is a concept which was mentioned by Dr. Carroll in her book, The Growth Mindset, that where you believe that you don't know everything and you can build those things which you are currently lacking. So, as a product owner, the most important quality which you need to have is humbleness and
Mm.
active listening and emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
So, how you can support your teams throughout this journey, what kind of agile values, principles, lean thinking principles, all those things needs to be embraced. That is something which is covered in a product owner, product manager phase, role phase. Uh, if you ask me, most often I will say product owner spends 50% of time talking with the teams who are actually doing the work, helping them
Mm.
answer any questions related to product or customer. And then 50% of time is spent more on the stakeholder management, talking with the customers, business stakeholders, other product owners, so on and so forth. Um, I haven't seen, in fact, over the last 21 years of my career, product owner who is ready to work in isolation, in silo, without relying on others. In today's complex adaptive world, you need to be aligned with what's happening around you, and only
Yeah.
then you can actually help to deliver that value.
Yeah,
If,
absolutely. As you were saying, it is quite a complex environment. So not only is your competitors changing the landscape, but your other teams are changing. They're coming through across obstacles or solutions. They're having to change. So as a product owner, you're constantly trying to see that your team is delivering what they need to. Especially as you say, at scale, it's multiple teams delivering a business objective or an epic together.
Yeah, yeah. So if you are a product owner or you're a product owner aspirant, feel free to ask any question. If you're watching it live on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, even if you are going to watch it as a recorded session, say hi, talk,
Mm.
mention your location so that we know that we have an audience who is waiting for us to share those practical tips, tricks. By the way, I can see there we have got someone from Singapore, someone from USA, someone from Melbourne, Australia. So we are talking about SAFe product owner, product manager course program and how that help you to create have those credentials, credibility, confidence in order to support teams in the journey where you are trying to solve big problems as a product owner or product manager. Now, once you have understood that what is the role of a product owner and what are the responsibilities as well as mindset required and who is in the zoo with whom you need to interact, the next phase in this program talks about customer centricity and product management. So I still remember one of the famous quote by founder of Walmart saying that customer is boss and
Mhm.
customer can decide who need to be fired at any point in time, right? So if there is no customer, there is no organization. You
Mm.
don't have anyone who is going to pay your bills. So, as a product owner, it's quite important for you to have a customer centric approach, understand what customers are feeling, thinking, what kind of pain points they are facing, and then by leveraging different techniques such as empathy map, user story mapping technique, customer journey map, customer
Nice.
personas, all those things, you can understand, gain deeper understanding about what customers are looking for. What are the
Mm.
topmost problems or topmost opportunities you need to tackle? And that's where you might come up with whole product thinking approach, and you will say that these are the bare minimum things which are required. That's my MVP, minimum viable product. These are the things, if we add on top of it, probably there will be more customers who are ready to buy. And then there are other features or other capabilities which will distinguish us from the
Mm.
competitors in the crowded market. So customer centricity is all about putting yourself in customer's shoe, empathizing with the customer, understanding what customers are looking for, doing customer interviews, market research, and then creating that backlog of work. So when you
Yep.
talk about backlog, it's like your laundry list, right? There are thousand things. So if you want to, create your bucket list, you might have 100 things which you want to do in your life, right? However, reality is that if you want to do something in this quarter or in this year, you can't go through all those 100 things. I have got
Mm.
my wish list. I want to visit 50 countries before I turn 50, but I can't do that in a year. So I need to prioritize. and find out which one, which prioritize items or ideas I want to tackle or focus on in this month, next month, this quarter, and following quarter. So that's a backlog management where you try to break big goal into small baby steps and then prioritize it. So there are different techniques which are used when it comes to prioritizing work. Their prioritization is one of the key aspect or key criteria for success of product owner. So you will be learning about different prioritization techniques, such as weighted shortage job first based on cost of delay and job duration. You'll also understand what are the anti-patterns when it comes to prioritizing things. So if you are a product owner aspirant or even an existing product owner, you want to learn more about advanced techniques, probably this phase will help you that. Another thing is roadmap. As a product owner, you need to be able to define vision for the product and say that, okay, this is what we are going to do over next 2 years, 3 years, or probably at least 1 year or a couple of quarters, right? So that is the expectation from product owner. And then there are different techniques which are covered in this phase that is going to help you. One of those is rolling wave planning. So rolling wave planning is where you decide that, okay, what you want to do over 3 years based on the product, based on the customer and the market segment. Then that act as your roadmap, and it's aspirational. When you talk about what you exactly want to do in this quarter or what exactly you want to do in this particular sprint or iteration, which is typically 2 to 4 weeks, you have got a more granular details. So that's how, as a product owner, you help team to come up with a product roadmap. You support team to understand who is our customer, what problems customers are facing, and how we can tackle those, and then help them to allocate their capacity based on a different criteria. Because sometimes you might have teams who are supporting existing customers, or they are already supporting existing product which is delivered to customer in the marketplace, and at the same time they are building new product. So you can't just step away from the existing customers. You need to support them if there are complaints, if there are any issues. So you, as a product owner, it's your responsibility. Remember, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner. So as an entrepreneur, you will decide that if this is my team, if there are $50,000 kept aside for this team for this month, how much should be spent on supporting existing customers? How much should be spent on maintaining any existing product or solutions? And how much should be spent on creating new features and capabilities? So that's about customer centricity and product management, which is at the heart of product owner, product manager role. Kevin, have you seen any challenges while playing or looking at this particular aspect of product ownership?
Yeah, one of the things that you can get quite bogged down is focusing on something to the point that it actually stops giving you value. So sometimes having key metrics is a good way to see, have we done enough to actually start moving on to something else? And it might be a case of your overall objective is to improve performance by a certain amount, and you need to be able to keep measuring it. So we tried this, improved by a certain amount. Do we need to do a bit more about that, or should we focus on something else? And being very key about your priorities, as you said, is important, because you can't drop the ball on your current customers, but you do want to do product increments. So it's being aware of how things are tracking. I just found that the key measures are quite important.
And that reminds me about one book which I always recommend to any product owner, whether seasoned or new product owner, The Lean Startup by Eric Ries.
Yes.
So I'll say that you should read that book, and anyway, we are going to discuss that in detail in this 2-day program. But that book talks about this entrepreneur startup owner mindset, where you want to be brutal when it comes to measuring success. If things are not working, you need to stop or you need to pivot. You can't afford, as a startup organization, no one can afford to spend all money and then become bankrupt. 99% of organizations which are new in the marketplace, they go bankrupt because they are going too fast in wrong direction. So you need to have those checks and balances in place as a product owner to understand if these are the things, these are the stories, features, epics, or initiatives on which my team is working. If we are expecting increasing revenue, if you are working in the call center, you are expecting reduction in call duration, or if you are working in let's say emergency services, how much time it takes to serve your customer. So in that case, if whatever work you have done, if that is not helping, then you need to stop and then find out different ideas, find out why it's not happening, and then change your direction, which is quite important. Other thing is that as a product owner, you need to have guts to say no. Okay, it's a very
Hmm.
very difficult job, and if you have got a tendency to please all, probably this is not what's right role for you,
Yep.
because if you talk about prioritizing 5 things out of 100, that means you are going to say no to 95 things, and you need to have that courage, you need to have that discipline in order to help team focus on most or top most important thing at any given point in time.
Hmm. And you need to be able to communicate quite often. So it's fine to say to somebody, well, you're not making the top five, but explain to them why they're not making the top five, where that fit in. So the expectation is still set. They're still a happy customer. They're just
Yeah.
not the priority at the moment.
Yeah, so stakeholder management and emotional intelligence is important. You don't want to piss off someone and then create a lot of noise, but you
Mm.
need to be polite enough to help them understand. Not yet. We are not saying no.
Yes.
We are saying not yet. Probably we'll look into it in the next sprint, next
Mm.
quarter during PI planning event or next year. But
Yeah.
right now we have got other things. The third phase of this program is all about focusing on continuous delivery of product and then having ability where you can release it based on the market situation. So if you are, let's say, launching a product which is supposed to be consumed most during winter season. Now, if
Mm.
you launch it during summer, probably even if your product is perfect, no one is going to use it, right? Or if there's a big event which is happening and you want to have better visibility, or you are targeting certain customers who are going to be visiting that venue, for example, Australian Open.
Mm.
If you are targeting people who are travelers, and if you launch that product after Australian Open, probably there might not be a lot of uptake. So during product delivery, continuous delivery, and releasing on demand, this particular phase, what you try to understand or what you will be learning is how to estimate and prioritize things. Estimation is quite, I'll say, controversial topic. There are different school of thoughts. One which says that there is no point in estimation, and then there are others who say that no, estimations are essential. The
Mm.
reality lies in between. So if you plan too much, then it's waste of time. But if you fail to plan, then you are failing to achieve your success. So essentially, estimation is there to support your planning in order to understand what thing can be done at given point in time, and then how we need to change, how we need to move forward. So as a product owner, your involvement will be more about providing insight to your teams or subject matter experts for them to do estimation. One of
Mm.
the again anti-pattern is product owner doing estimation on behalf of team. Remember, if team is doing work, have been hired to do their job. Okay, so expectation is that you will not influence that estimate. However, if someone is estimating 100 and you are expecting 50, probably you might clarify that why, what make them think that it will take 100 units, whereas you thought 50. So that estimation prioritization. Another one is guiding teams. So there are two roles who play success of any agile team: Scrum Master and Product Owner. So
Mm.
product owner can make or break entire story. So Scrum Master is there to protect team. However, Product Owner is there to direct team in the right direction. So what is the right problem to solve in the right market is something which is decided by Product Owner. So Product Owner will define what and why, whereas
Mm.
team is one who decide how, and then probably based on estimate when. So
Mm.
as a product owner, it's your responsibility to support, guide team, and you will be exploring more about what kind of rituals, ceremonies in which product owner need to be involved, like daily stand-up, sprint planning, sprint retrospective, and what can be expected from the product owner. And the last part is supporting team to continuously deliver. And that can happen when you continuously look out for opportunities. So continuous exploration is where you always listen to customer. You always seek feedback from your customers, stakeholders, and then find out new opportunities on which you want to focus. Being part of the entire journey, right from the moment concept has been created till the time it has been turned into cash. Another thing is providing opportunity where you can release on demand based on market rhythm, market events. So rhythm is something wherein you know that things will happen in a certain way. So there is going to be Christmas in December every year. Doesn't matter whether you are in 1950 or to 3050, right? So you can use that to decide when product need to be released. And then there is a market event, such as Olympics. So probably exact date of Olympic might not be predictable for next 10 to 20, 30 years, or it might be more about if you have got 5G network now, next time probably there will be 6G or 7G. Now those events happens not at a predictable level, but you know that roughly when it is going to happen, and when it happens, you need to decide your entire product strategy. Kevin, have you got anything else to add?
No, just a little bit of detail about that estimation part. Is it's quite important for a product owner to be in those sessions, because very often you find out where people are either going to overcook the requirements, or they're thinking about something you haven't thought about and they need your assistance with the decision. But going back into the sort of where the situation is in terms of your product, it's a really key part that a lot of product owners don't seem to be aware of, not only within the organization, but
Yeah,
out there in the market.
absolutely. So product owner's absence is one of the anti-pattern. So product owner is a full-time role. So if there is anyone who is recruiter or anyone who is a line manager listening to this session, I just want to emphasize that product owner is a full-time role. If you don't have a product owner who has got 100% capacity to be with the team, then probably you can't expect all that success which will be there with the full-time product owner. So if product owner is not there, and you have rightly mentioned, it might happen something which required just 2 days of effort. Team might think like it is going to take 20 days because they expected it to be delivered across entire world rather than specific city. So it's quite important that product owner is involved in all those events. Thanks. Those who are joining from India, I can see there are few people, and then few people have joined from US as well. So we will continue our discussion about product owner product management course and program, and how that can help. Now, these are the 3 phases which will be covered in SAFe Product Owner Product Manager course run by Agility Academy expert. And through this, you will gain credentials, confidence, and then ability to apply for product owner product manager role, as well as play that role. Or if you are already in that role, then use different tools and techniques. So here is a QR code. If you can just scan it, you can find link where you can do registration. Only for those who are watching this session, we have got coupon code which I want to share. It is thank you 10. I'll just repeat, it's thank you 10. So you can use that thank you 10 code till next 48 hours in order to avail some Agility Academy special discount, only for those who are watching this session live or recorded in next 2 days. So if you have got any questions, feel free to ask those to us. You can write an email to us, or there's a WhatsApp number as well as US phone number where those questions can be asked. Briefly, about Agility Academy, we are established in 2017 with vision to empower everyone, individuals as well as organizations, by leveraging Agile and Agility specific skill sets. We are authorized training partner of SAFe, Scale Agile Framework provider, Scale Agile Incorporation, PMI, and Enterprise Agility University. If you are joining this first time, I just want to quickly remind you that you can search on YouTube about Agility Academy channel. If you are not watching it on YouTube, you can like this video or subscribe to our channel. Every Tuesday, same time, we talk about different topic. In the last Tuesday, we have spoken about 7 core competencies of business agility. Prior to that, we have also discussed about discipline agile coach. Next session is going to be about lean portfolio management. So if you are working as agile delivery manager, or you want to know more about how agile funding, budgeting happens, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like this video, as well as follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook, and stay tuned. Again, thank you so much for joining today's session. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to have you in our upcoming SAFe Product Owner Product Manager course. Thanks, Kevin. Have a good one.
Thanks, Sandeep. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.